Halo, Patrice Juandono di sini. Selamat ya. Selamat apa? Ya, selamat tersesat di channel saya. Namun saya berjanji saya tidak akan menyesatkan Anda. Topik saya kali ini adalah bagaimana kita menghosting sebuah event atau istilah kerennya MCing, hosting an event. Ya. Jadi bagaimana kita menjadi moderator atau menjadi host sebuah acara, tentunya dalam bahasa Inggris. Nah, yang saya sajikan adalah tips sangat praktis, yaitu bagaimana kita melibatkan audiens dengan menyapa mereka, kemudian kita memberikan komentar-komentar yang sifatnya segar dan updated dengan situasi yang di mana mereka sedang berada, kemudian bagaimana memperkenalkan pembicara dengan menyebutkan satu fakta menarik tentang mereka. Saya akan membawakannya dalam bahasa Inggris, namun jangan khawatir, bahasa Inggris saya mudah dipahami kok. Oke, mari kita saksikan video saya. Okay guys, this is our topic, how to host an event. Or another term for this is MCing. So we are going to look at some expressions that will be useful for you when you are hosting an event. Okay. Now, there are the 3 C's that you have to apply. And on the right column, you have the expressions. So you can see my expressions, and then you can try it yourself. And if you are fluent enough, then you can use your own expressions, as long as they are in the same line. Okay, so what about the 3C? What is the first C? Okay, the first C is crowd interaction. So when you are hosting an event, of course you will be facing a lot of people in the audience, and first of all you have to interact with them. Make sure that you talk to them, make sure that you greet them, make sure that you engage them in the event. Yeah. So what expressions can you say for this occasion is this. See, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our event. Now, just a quick question. How many of you had chicken porridge for breakfast? Okay, now look at the bold-faced lines. That is the expression or the question that will make you interact with the audience. Yeah. Remember that a question is always effective to make people pay attention to your speech, make people pay attention to your presence. Yeah, make them feel engaged in the event. So you can try that. A quick question. Of course, the question doesn't have to be as what I have said, but of course you can come up with your own questions. But the point here is that you have to interact. You have to start interacting with the crowd, with the audience, the very first minute you start your hosting. Okay, that's the crowd interaction. Now, what is the second C? Second C is about comment. The comment here is that you make any comment of the building, maybe, or the surrounding, or the ambience, or the freshness of the audience, yeah, their appearance, yeah, things like that. So make a comment. Yeah. So this is an example. Today is a bit cloudy up there. Forecast says it's going to rain the whole day. So let's have a hot event here. Okay. So you make a comment on the weather. If the weather is not very bright, it's okay. But look at the last phrases. Let's have a hot event here. Yeah. That will get people to forget about the cloud, forget about the cloudy weather, and they will start focusing on the event. They will be high-spirited, and you get them to have their positive feeling about the event, despite the rain. Okay, so make any comment, comment on the situation, or on the weather, or on their appearance, and things like that. Yeah, and then the last C is the current events. Comment on the current events. So, for example, you can say something like, "Thank God the pandemic has eased up these days, so we can gather here for this exciting event." So you address the pandemic. Yeah, by the time I make this video, We are still in the pandemic. The whole world is still in the COVID-19 pandemic, but hopefully will be uh, it will be better. The situation will be better. So when the situation is better, you can say, thank God the pandemic has eased up these days. So we can gather here for this exciting event. So my point here is that you can make a comment on the current events, on the current news. Yeah. So that again, that will make your audience even more engaged, even more attracted to your event. Okay. So remember the 3 C's here. You can practice them. Okay. Now let's continue to the next segment, which is introducing the speakers. Now there is a key here that you can practice from time to time. Tell an interesting fact about the speakers. Yeah, tell an interesting fact about them. So let me give you an example here. Today we have two prominent speakers that will present a topic on digital education. The first is Dr. Strange and the second is Miss Anne Smith. Do you know that Dr. Strange was here almost 15 years ago? And he still remembers some of our popular dishes like soto and pecel. Yeah? So see, the last sentence is actually an interesting fact about one of the speakers. Yeah? Or you can tell the audience a brief dialogue between you and the speakers before the event. Maybe there's an interesting point that your audience would love to know. Yeah, things like that. So tell an interesting fact about the speakers. Again, this will make the atmosphere even more lively, even more friendly. Okay, and then you usually go to these stages. So after you read the speaker's curriculum vitae on the biodata, and then it's your turn to invite the speaker to start. Now it's time to invite the speaker to start. So you can say something like, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Strange. And then Dr. Strange will begin talking. Okay, so that's notice the way you invite a speaker to start the presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Strange. And then Dr. Strange will take the stage and start delivering his speech or his presentation. Okay. Now, after the speakers have finished their content, they've finished their delivery, usually you'll have to summarize the content. So make sure that you follow their presentation closely, make some notes if possible, and then by the end of the presentation, you can summarize the content for the audience to help see the main points of the presentation. Okay, so don't forget to summarize the content. Okay, and then usually you will have a question and answer. I'm not going to discuss in detail here, but you know how to handle question and answer. Yeah. Then at the end of the event, you can wrap up the event by again outline stating or mentioning the main points, and then you say goodbye. You thank the audience for coming and also the presenters, and that's it. You end the event. Okay, easy, right? Thank you, and have a good presentation. Have a good hosting. Good luck.